Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of the sometimes baffling world of corporate finance. Today we've got a massive 10K filing from UGI Corporation, and buckle up, because this one is packed with numbers that tell quite a story. So what is the big picture here? UGI Corporation seems to be navigating a complex energy market, and it's trying to get leaner and more focused. But is it working? Before we dive in, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents like this, make sure you are subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below, where we break down even more of these filings and you can ask your own questions. It's a great place to connect with fellow finance enthusiasts. Alright, so we've got UGI Corporation's Form 10K for the fiscal year, ending the 30th of September 2025. This document is like the annual checkup for a company outlining its business, risks, and crucially, its financial health. First off, the numbers. Net income attributable to UGI Corporation really bounced back in fiscal 2025, hitting $678 million. That is up significantly from $269 million in fiscal 2024. That sounds great, but let's see what is actually driving it. When we strip out some one-time gains and losses, adjusted net income attributable to UGI Corporation was $728 million in fiscal 2025, up from $658 million in fiscal 2024. This adjusted number likely gives a clearer picture of the ongoing business performance, showing a solid increase. Let's break it down by segment. The utilities segment, which includes gas and electric distribution, saw its revenues climb to $1.76 billion. Total margin increased a bit, reaching $963 million. While operating income remained pretty flat, this segment seems steady. Its core market volumes for gas were up a healthy 10%, likely helped by colder weather. Now, the midstream and marketing segment saw revenues increase to $1.48 billion. However, total margin actually decreased slightly. This segment is complex with various energy marketing, midstream infrastructure, and storage businesses. The report mentions a sale of UGID in September 2024, which impacted these numbers. They are trying to grow renewable energy revenues, which is a positive sign. UGI International's revenues decreased to $2.12 billion. Total margin also dropped. This segment, which operates largely in Europe, has been going through some portfolio optimization, selling off businesses in Italy and Austria. They are the largest LPG distributor in several European countries, which is a strong position even with these divestitures. Amerigas Propane, the largest retail propane distributor in the US, had revenues fairly flat at $2.28 billion. But here is where it gets interesting. Total margin actually increased by about 1%. Operating income and earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization also saw a decent jump. This suggests Amerigas might be getting more efficient, or perhaps squeezing more profit out of each gallon sold. Looking at the balance sheet, total debt at UGI Corporation stands at a hefty $7.13 billion. That is a lot of money. While they have significant liquidity to cover these obligations, it does raise a flag about their reliance on borrowing. The report mentions an Amerigas Operations Enhancement for Growth project costing $19 million in 2024. It seems they are investing in their core propane business. This makes sense given Amerigas is a major profit driver for UGI. Now let's talk about risks. UGI faces numerous challenges, including weather impacts on demand, especially in their heating-driven businesses. Climate change is a big one too, potentially disrupting operations and increasing costs as they push for greener solutions. They also face competition from other energy sources like electricity and natural gas. Cybersecurity is another major risk. Like many companies, UGI has been a target, and a breach could disrupt operations and damage their reputation. They are investing in security, but the threat landscape is constantly evolving. For their utility businesses, regulators play a huge role. If regulators don't approve rate increases needed to cover rising costs, it can hurt profitability. This is a constant balancing act for regulated utilities. That massive $7.13 billion debt is a recurring theme in the risks. It can limit their ability to borrow more, access capital markets, and pursue opportunities. Plus, restrictive covenants in their debt agreements can hinder operational flexibility. Leadership changes are also highlighted. Robert C. Flexon is the new president and chief executive officer as of November 2024. This signals a potential shift in strategy or focus. Sean P. O'Brien is the chief financial officer with a solid background in finance and the energy industry. Analysts, so what is my take on UGI Corporation? On the financial front, the net income bounce back to $678 million in fiscal 2025 is positive. The adjusted net income also shows growth, suggesting their core operations are improving. Amerigas Propane seems to be finding a way to increase margins, which is smart in a competitive market. However, the debt level remains a significant concern. $7.13 billion is a lot, and managing that while also investing in growth opportunities and navigating regulatory hurdles is a tough balancing act. Strategically, UGI moved to divest non-core LPG businesses in Europe and focus on areas where they can be leaders, such as in France, Belgium, Denmark, and Luxembourg makes sense. Investing in renewable natural gas and other green initiatives shows they are trying to adapt to the changing energy landscape. But the competition from other energy sources and the uncertain path of climate change regulations are substantial risks they cannot ignore. The cybersecurity risks are also very real in today's world, and while they have programs in place, a major breach cannot be ruled out. Overall, UGI is showing signs of recovery and strategic focus, but they are still dealing with considerable debt and the inherent risks of the energy sector. It's a company in transition trying to balance traditional energy businesses with the move towards renewables while managing a heavy debt load. Investors will want to keep a close eye on their debt reduction efforts and their ability to successfully integrate their renewable energy investments. That is our deep dive into UGI Corporation's latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps the channel, and subscribe for more raw corporate insights. And don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description to keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Corporate Decoder.